give people a few more minutes to join, but thank you for your timeliness. Look at you all being right on the dot. Very cool. Let's see here. Awesome. Great. Well, I'll give people a few more minutes, but yes, as I said, welcome to Rising Tides. This all started because a couple years ago, I don't know, I just started sharing whatever my racing brain was thinking about when I woke up in the morning. And I've gotten so much feedback from folks that for whatever reason it was helpful to them. And so a couple weeks ago, I was like, well, maybe I should just share my Monday mornings and just do that in person together and we can, you know, all help each other out. We got someone else coming in. And yeah, so thanks for responding to the call. I thought maybe what we could do, as this is our first call, got some more folks coming on in. I thought we could go around the room and you can, if you're feeling comfortable, you can say who you are and where you're from. And we'll open up the room again here later. But this is just so great. You guys are all here. Ah! Yeah, so my mission is for you guys to just feel lighter and brighter by the time that you leave here and you take something away that I hope inspires you for the rest of your week. And yeah, so it all started with some morning thoughts. I think they kind of started as rants. Hey, Kristen. But yeah, so I'm just always really grateful for what I hear that is helpful for my morning headspace. I have been over the past few years really working on my inner world, and it's really been helping my outer world so much. And so what is alive for me right now is talking about my morning routine, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I thought we'd go around. As you know, I'm Sarah. I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee, and yeah, we got more people coming in. And yeah, I've told you guys why I'm here. I'm here to be with you all, to lift you guys up. And yeah, so let's go around the room. I'm just gonna we can popcorn it around. But I'll if Riley, do you feel comfortable starting?
I knew you were gonna call on me. I'm Riley. I kind of live everywhere, but I am in Maine right now. And I am home basing in the Florida Keys for a little while. So I'm just here to kind of share the positive energy and connect.
Awesome. And Riley is also, you guys might know this about me, but I'm a mermaid. Riley is also a mermaid and she does amazing things like jumps out of airplanes in her mermaid tail. So, and feel free in the chat to connect with each other, share your Instagrams, so that we can, or whatever's easiest for you, so that you guys can stay in touch if anything resonates. But yeah. Awesome, man. I love that. I love, give a little reason why you're here. I love that too. So, hey, Clara, you want to go next?
Sure. Hey guys, I'm Clara. I am from Nashville also. Um, and I'd say that I'm here just to get re-inspired to have a morning routine again.
Nice. Very nice. And Clara is my oldest friend in Nashville, so I'm really glad that you're here. Emma, why don't you go next? Great to see you.
Hi, good to see you too. I'm Emma. I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. And yeah, I agree. I had a really good morning routine for a while, and I've kind of dropped off of that. And so when I saw that that was kind of the aim of the meetup, I thought, that sounds like a really good way to get recentered and to connect with other, like-minded creative people and find ways to make ourselves. I don't know if more productive is, I don't want to, boil it down to like, we must be productive, but, being more productive in the ways that matter to us. So I'm really excited to get to hang with you this morning.
I love that. I love that. Well said. Well said. Well, Holly, why don't you go next?
Okay. Thanks for inviting me. I'm Holly, and I do live in Nashville. I'm previously from California, and I still view myself as a Californian who's living in Nashville for 27 years. I met Sarah years ago briefly, but we just reconnected where she was playing at an event and realized that we had met before. So she invited me. I'm happy to be here. I do have a morning routine,
No.
but my morning routine is often in flux. And as a matter of fact, I was recently, journaling about getting back to my morning routine. So I figured, what the heck? I would see what this is all about.
Awesome. Very cool. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
Awesome. Hey, Lauren, you're up.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm in Carmel Valley, California, and I met Sarah at a couple house concerts with our mutual friend Georgia, who's actually texting me right now. Um, and and so yeah, I guess I started following you from that, and then share this new meditation practice. So started connecting through Instagram, and I'm so happy to have this group now.
Hooray. Awesome. Erica, why don't you pop on in?
Hey y'all. I am Erica Parsons. I am here in Opelika, Alabama. I met Sarah at one of her shows about a year or so ago, and we just connected immediately over the merch table. And before I left her merch table with basically everything she was selling, I had invited her and her husband and her dog to come stay in our house whenever they wanted to. It was just one of those kismet connections, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I am, as you might be able to tell, by day, a personal injury attorney. So I'm in my office right now with my door shut, not doing my work. um, and and I have a morning routine, but it's mostly committed to my dogs and my garden. So I'd like to get back to a little bit of a spiritual practice and kind of going inward as part of my routines in the morning. So I'm really looking forward to this to kind of inspire me and jumpstart me back in that direction. And thank you so much, Sarah, for offering this. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. So welcome. Hey, Sue, you able to say hey?
I think so. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi. I am Sue Selly. I'm in Redding, California. And Sarah and I met through the Dogs Who Talk with Buttons community. Mavis and my dog Buster were some of the early button talking dogs. And then I had the opportunity to see Sarah live in California and get to hang out with her. And so I am just here to get more of that amazing energy and connect with some awesome people.
Awesome. Yeah, it's super great. I think yeah, we just met on the internet, Sue and I, and it's super great. Yeah, we have communicative dogs. In fact, we just got home from being in South Carolina for a week last night, and Mavis just like runs in the house, and she just is so happy to be home, and she just goes and stomps on all of her buttons like incoherently. It's hilarious. I'm like, all right.
Those
Uh,
buttons are amazing. Those amaze me when I watch those videos with people with their dogs.
oh yeah.
Fantastic.
It's so great. Awesome. Kristen, you want to pop on in?
Yeah. Hi. Oh my God, so much California on this call. My name's Kristen Ford. I'm a musician based out of Sacramento. I also have a podcast that Sarah was on, and you should listen to our episode. And I do have a morning routine, but it's not super fixed. And I love the idea of just like a mastermind of people doing cool things and like sharing the wins rather than being in competition. So thanks, Sarah, and nice to meet everybody.
Oh my gosh, well said. I love it. Awesome. Thomas, are you available to pop on and say hi? It's okay if not. I'm excited that you guys are here no matter what. Let's see. Let's unmute you here. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
There you
Hi,
go.
I'm Thomas. I've known Sarah for a while. I went to a house concert with her family once. I'm in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and her parents were in Germantown, and so I met her there. And I just want to see what I can do to get a good morning routine
Nice.
going.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks for joining us, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas came. Gosh, my parents haven't lived in Maryland in probably 11 or 12 years, and so it would have been even before that. So I think Thomas and I met probably 15 years ago. So I was excited to see you were going to jump on the call for sure. Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Pablo, will you pop on in?
Yeah, hey Sarah.
Hey.
Pablo Rodriguez, out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Singer-songwriter. Have a band out here named Pablo and the Poor Decisions, Pour. And I'd say I think I've heard because I got here a little late. It's the morning routine. I think mine's more the evening routine after I get off work. Usually I'm doing vocal warm-ups, trying to stay consistent to strengthen my voice, but also more recently I've been revisiting songs that I didn't finish and really been focusing on before I even start new ones. Let's see what I can do to actually make those songs be what they can be. And I've been pretty successful. I've got about four of them. So including one that was one of the first songs I wrote when I was like, I think a freshman in college that I finally got it to be where I wanted it to be. And my band just performed it for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Awesome. That's so great. Oh man, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Sometimes I think I heard Rick Rubin say something along the lines of just like how valuable time can be when looking at songs.
Hmm.
For myself, like I'll write something, I'll be like, God, this is crap. And then I'll find it 2 years later. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll finish it. I love that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's so cool. It's so cool you guys want to morning routine it up. And I have no idea how well this will work with the bow. I tested it earlier and I think it sounded okay. So, but I thought I would just play you guys a couple of songs, get in the mood, and then I would love to share with you a little bit about my morning routine and what that looks like. And yeah, please feel free to connect in the chat. And it is really cool to hear like from you all individually, like where you're from and how we met, because I'm just like, oh wow, look at all these years of connections coming together. And so it's just so nice to have you all. Cool. Well, I'll start with one that I like to start with, because it's a good reminder. I find that for me, my songs sometimes tend to be things I need to hear later that I don't know that I need to hear. But it's interesting being a conduit for songs. This one you may or may not know. It's called Breathe In, Breathe Out. is breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I won't stop, no. Oh, I like the hands. Thanks so much. Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, I actually start with that song most of the time when I'm playing shows because I need the reminder to breathe. And it's amazing with I have taught cello for a long time. I'm not actively teaching now, not that I'm not open to it, teaching cello, but a piece of advice that a cello teacher gave me that I always end up passing on is don't forget to breathe while you play. So for my musician friends, or while you're working, you can often find that, you might be feeling anxious, or maybe your hands start feeling tingly. Sometimes if I'm sitting at my computer and I'm working, I will find that I'm holding my breath. So I have little check-ins with myself to make sure that I'm actually breathing. What a novel idea. um, I was walking in the yard barefoot before we started this call today, reminding myself to stay grounded, to breathe, and I was like, all right, universe, what song should I play? And this next one I'm gonna play, I haven't recorded yet, but it feels really appropriate for this call, and maybe it'll get recorded. But it's called "The Light." We're all made up of stardust. It's all the same stuff. Not much difference between you and me and the starfish. But it's easy to lose sight of this when we're busy wearing clothes and picking out pros to lure someone else into thinking something or some idea that's been burning within. Holding on to the need to be right has blinded me and you from sitting side by side. The light that you see in me, I see it in you too. Oh, there's no need to be confused. So whenever you're down, need to turn things around. Turn on a song and fill to the brim, let the rhythm under your skin. I'll be here right now, let it all out. We were all born to shine, yeah. Now courage catches fire, though it may take a while. Sometimes a cold wind blows, the hard rain falls. Just listen and be still in it, 'cause it could be that raindrop on your toe is just a chance to let it go. Let it wash over you so you can heal. Wash away your worries, release your fears. Oh, let them go, yeah. The light that you see in me, I see it in you too. Oh, there's no need to be confused. Oh, so whenever you're down, need to turn things around. Turn on a song and fill to the brim, let the rhythm under your skin. I'll be here right now, let it all out. We were all born to shine, to shine. The light that you see in me, I see it in you too. Oh, there's no need to be confused. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you love that one, Sue. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I was calling it new for a very long time, but now it's a few years old, and I realize it's not really new anymore. I think I might play one more, and because I just feel very called to play it. And this one I wrote with Georgia Miles, who you know, Lauren, and Georgia and she's just such a great co-writer friend. We met through a friend named Jamie Floyd, who she's an incredible songwriter doing lots of cool things. And when Georgia and I got together, we wrote this song that I just love playing. It's not the one I'm about to play, but it's called "Looks Like Love." That one is streaming out in the world, and it feels like a very honest song. And when I write with Georgia, it just feels like I can totally be myself, and we can really get to the heart of the matter. And I have really struggled with in the past, like stage fright. Yeah, Georgia's the best. I've struggled with stage fright, social anxiety, just general anxiety, and just self-doubt, that I really do feel like I've befriended my self-doubt a lot more now, and I can see it, and I'm like, that's just a thought. That's just a thought, you know? And it's an old frequency. It's something that for whatever reason I think maybe being in the orchestra, or like growing up in the South, and you're supposed to stay humble and you keep yourself small, but it definitely became just crippling for a while. And so Georgia and I, this is another song we wrote. It's called "Swallow the Sea," and it's kind of about that inner struggle, but then coming to the realization that, oh wait, I don't have to struggle with it. Maybe there's another way. So, yeah, "Swallow the Sea." Very mermaid themed. Hmm. Don't deserve that sweet treat till I outswim the sharks behind me. I won't let it be easy. Always gotta be a hard push, like it's better if I beat myself up and I'm fucked up and I don't feel good. Does it take a mallet and chisel to change my inner voice, or is it up to me to simply make the choice to feel good? Oh, I could just let it be, 'cause nobody can swallow the sea. Nobody can swallow the sea. When those salty waves come crashing in, I could drown if I let them all in, choking on too many decisions. Does it take a mallet and chisel to change my inner voice, or is it up to me to simply make the choice to feel good? Oh, can just let it be. 'Cause nobody can swallow the sea. No, nobody can swallow the sea. Oh, thank you. Sometimes I'm like, oh, what do I want to sing? Is it going to be sad? Is it going to be uplifting? Who knows? But sometimes you just got to follow your gut and play what you feel inclined to play. And yeah, it's super true. For me, in my morning routine, it really started during the pandemic, maybe a little bit before. Most of you know this story about me, but I will paint a little picture. In 2018, I had a record deal, and things were going swimmingly, or sort of. And the day my album came out in 2018, I actually got word, like, as first thing in the morning, I'm rolling over looking at Spotify to see um, my album, was it out, and it wasn't, because we had all these technical difficulties, because the guy who owned the companies I was signed to was convicted of a $200 million Ponzi scheme. And that morning, the FBI had raided all the offices of the parent company there in Salt Lake City. And so my whole career froze, and I couldn't talk about it at first and didn't know if there was going to be an NDA. But about a year later, I like maybe midway through, maybe it was like 8 months or so, it doesn't really matter. I got all my intellectual property back from the government. I had gone through a big breakup. I had a tooth abscess. I had an ear infection that left me deaf for a month or so. And I just had like one thing after another. But I had this beautiful, I mean, it was all so good. I can now say that I feel so lucky that all of that happened, because it really like set me free from things that I didn't need in my life. And I got the chance to live alone. It was awesome. Highly recommend living alone. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad I survived it all too. We're all much stronger than we think. And I'm so grateful for my support group and my friends and my family. But I'm really proud of myself, because I was just so sick, and not just physically, but that stress is probably what made me physically ill in a lot of ways. But I started taking baths like every morning, and I started reading a lot of self-help books, and like really doing a lot of deep diving on subconscious stories that were running the show. And I was waking up just so sad every morning that I was like, I can't do this. I can't just keep waking up like this. What can I do? So slowly but surely, I started implementing different things. I started burning more sage, and there's a great book called The Language of Emotions that I think really saved me. And so it just has been kind of snowballing ever since then. And then the pandemic happened, and though I wanted to get back on the road, the universe was like, nope, nope, you still have to stay slow. And I'm really, really grateful, because I started spending more time outside. Really, probably over the past year or so, I feel like I've even dialed that in even more. One of the biggest things over the past 5 years that I've done that I can't highly recommend enough is not looking at your cell phone first thing in the morning. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I try to spend at least 2 hours in the morning without looking at my phone. And so today, what my morning routine looks like is, yeah, waking up, feeding the dog, going on a walk as soon as possible because it's getting really hot. And I do a meditation. I'm really into Dr. Joe Dispenza right now. That is changing my life. If you don't know who he is, super fantastic to follow Dr. Joe Dispenza. Been doing his meditations in the morning and then again at night, which has been a newer development for me, but it's really helping my sleep and helping me not wake up with racing thoughts, because I do wake up like brain on fire most of the time. I actually am seeing a change in this now, but my brain is like, let's go, and I actually have to like calm down when I wake up. The morning walk is huge. Even if I give myself 10 to 20 minutes to meditate in the morning, that's been a game changer. I've worked through the artist way, but it does fluctuate. And I think for me, that morning walk is most important, and I travel a lot, so that's where I am learning to make sure I don't lose that routine. So the morning routine has been especially on my mind this morning because I was gone for a week and I was at my family's house, and I love my folks, but it is a little bit harder for me to like stay focused when I'm with them and keep on my routine. And so, but I was very proud of myself for not feeling like I was going to spin out today because I hadn't been doing all my meditation. And honestly, I've been very energized about getting to hang out with you all and talk about this very thing. So, yeah, those are a few of my things. Basically, to recap, the most important thing for me is not looking at my cell phone when I wake up, to go get some real sunlight because that really does help us physically with our all of the natural rhythms of life. And yeah, a walk, a little meditation, and not looking at my phone. It's just, you're so worth it to take care of yourself in the morning. It really sets the tone for the whole day. But I would love to go around and hear from you all about how that lands, or what is working with you, or maybe even like, what's your biggest challenge um, for your morning routine? What do you find to be the most, like, maybe the hurdle to your morning routine? And anybody is welcome to just pop on in. You can unmute.
I'll share one thing here. We a year ago or so, we turned off the TV in the morning. We used to have like Good Morning America or whatever in the morning news. And from the second we get on, we turn on music, and we've got music playing the entire day. My wife uh, limits how much she looks at her. She actually can't access social media in her phone. It's only in her iPad. So that's almost like a physical way to limit how much she looks at social media. And we walk our pup who's sleeping over there. And that's the first thing we do itself. But just not having TV on in the house has been a huge game changer. Not letting all the craziness that's happening every day in the news kind of start my day.
Love that. Love that. What kind of music are you putting on in the morning?
It varies because sometimes, like, if someone I see someone's dropped a new album, that's my time to listen to it. Like, I'll just be listening while I'm kind of walking. We have a Sonos system, so it's like speakers, same music throughout the entire house.
Awesome.
So that, or sometimes we'll go to, I mean, Sirius XM will do like there's it's an Americana channel called the Alternative, and then or like sometimes I like just like chill copy or jazz music, like it's instrumental stuff that just kind of soothes the soul.
Awesome. Love that. Yeah, if anybody has some music that Pablo should listen to, drop a link in the chat.
Please do.
Love it. I love that you send me your music too, Pablo. And I also have Pablo's band shirt that I wear a lot. It's super cozy.
Yeah, thank you for that. I
Yeah.
see it every time you wear it on socials.
Oh yeah. Anybody like to go and give us some feedback?
I'll go.
Go for it.
Because what you said about the cell phone, I will admit that since the election in 2024, the cell phone has been my uh the cell phone and the Facebook and the morning politics have dominated my life until about 3 months ago. I fractured my spine, and I've also been working on a book that I needed to finish. So I shut out pretty much all the politics, which is fantastic. So then I've been able to get back to my actual morning routine. And you gave me a good reminder to leave the cell phone off because I will turn it on and then it'll carry me away. But in a perfect world, when I'm on my game, I like to get up and journal first thing in the morning, kind of like, I don't know if any of you ever read The Artist Way, but it was around for, that was my Bible for a long time. But doing the morning pages where you just freehand write, journal whatever's on your mind, even if it's, I have nothing to say, I have nothing to say. So I love to do that and then go out for a walk. I don't have animals anymore, but go out for a walk and typically listen to a meditation. And I'm really into, I don't know if anybody has heard of Esther Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, even though, I don't know if you're aware, but she claims to channel an entity called Abraham. And even though that's not really what I believe in, um, her messages are so powerful. And I found somebody, this is like back in 2018. If you go to YouTube and you type in Saskaya, Saskaya, she has a whole playlist of these Esther Hicks um, meditations that she put to music. And like one I particularly love, like I'll do it in the morning, is it's all to music, orchestral music. It's easy to feel good. It's easy to feel good, and it's like you can't change your money right now. You can't change your body right now. You can't change your relationships right now, but you can change your mood right now. You can change your mood right now. It's so empowering. And and I'm just getting back into doing that regularly because, like I said, I've been distracted since November 2024 when our world changed.
Well, not to mention your back.
Well, yeah, 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 yeah. That's been, yeah. But anyway, but thanks for the reminder about the cell phone because that'll, that'll take me away
It's
and
very
get,
easy. And thanks for bringing up
Well,
Abraham Hicks because I love that is something that I'll do, especially if sometimes I don't usually walk with my cell phone or listen to anything. I'm usually trying to like look at the birds and we have tons of wild turkey and deer in our neighborhood and
yeah,
they're so used to people like sometimes they'll walk down the path with us and I'm like Mavis just wants to chase them. Anyway, I digress. But like if I'm really struggling mentally, I'll just look on YouTube for Abraham Hicks, and there's a bunch of like 14-minute,
yeah,
just really great law of attraction. If you're familiar with that, she talks a lot about that, and yeah, just kind of the reminder that you get to change your mood. You can get back into your vortex. She refers to it
yeah,
as, yeah, some good
one thing
stuff.
I'll offer Holly, with your cell phone, the other thing also I learned, your notifications, be intentional. Go through and see what are you allowing to push you
Oh,
notifications and shut off the things that you think are distracting that you don't need to see. And that way, if you want to go, you can go to it. But we've done that for even like the social media stuff or things that are going to give the news updates and said, nope, shut that off. If I want to know, I have to go to it intentionally to go pull
yeah.
it up. And it's
I
been
actually,
nice
I actually
for the distraction.
recently, I actually recently did that actually because I was getting some scam callers, so I
Oh, yeah.
went through and I took out, I did a lot of that removing notifications and stuff. That's great. Yeah.
like we have this
Thank
amazing
you.
technology, and it can be a mind suck for sure, which is designed to do that. So
Yeah.
reclaim your power.
One
Awesome.
other thing about phones, and then I have something else to share, is that if you, a friend of mine talks about how like the colors hack your brain. And so if you turn your phone into grayscale, suddenly when you open it, you're not bombarded by like all of the colors and all of the, the things that are meant to hold your attention. And so suddenly it's all flat and you remember like, oh, why did I open my phone? Oh, it was to go look up that event or something. Like it just kind of slows everything down. I found that it really helped me for I need to do it again because I definitely took it off because I was doing some like Instagram stuff. So it's not like a solve all, but it can definitely help just kind of slow you down and be like, less likely to dive in and stay in. I found anyway. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is that before I go on a walk, I try to. I'm a songwriter, and so I definitely try and do a little bit of like free writing in the morning. But like Holly was saying, like sometimes it's like I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say, and so I found that a really easy way for me to just like kickstart a writing process is that I really like tarot cards, but I really like the weird ones. Like this is a deck based on like the poetry of Hafiz, who is a Sufi poet, and so like so many different things about the deck, and I'll just even pick out like a random card can be really inspiring. So like this one is engage trust. And so you can either like read what, the author has written about this particular card and the poetry can be inspiring or the artwork itself. I know, sorry, there's a glare, but there's like a butterfly and a temple. And so like either the artwork can be inspiring or what the author of the deck has written, and suddenly I'm off and running. And it may not be like very long, but it's like 5 minutes. If I can just spend 5 minutes like free writing whatever, whatever has engaged me, and that can be good, bad, sad, whatever it is. And then at the end of 5, 10 minutes, or however long I want to write, it's like I get the chance to put it down and go walk, go think about it, and make the decision. Like you guys were saying, it's like I can change my mind. I can dwell on this thing if I want to dwell on this thing, or I can breathe and let it go. So I just think that decks like this, or even just like little daily books. I really like Alan Cohen, who has a daily dose of sanity. So anything that's like got a daily component or like a random component that you can just pull out like once a day has really helped me. So hopefully that's helpful to anybody who's looking for just little ways to jumpstart.
Love the tarot cards.
Emma, what card did you just pull for us?
Oh gosh. Oh, it was the first card in the deck. It's called Engage Trust.
Engage Trust.
Engage
I love it.
Trust.
I love it.
Yeah, and so yeah, this
Yeah.
is called the Wisdom of Hafiz. I have like half a dozen different tarot decks. Some are more helpful for like writing than others. Because like the traditional tarot deck with like Ace of Cups or like Five of Pentacles. If you're into that, I'm kind of into like the traditional tarot, but honestly, I like decks like this that are maybe just a little bit less vague. It's just like, hey, here's a thing that you can immediately engage with. It's less like I don't know. It's still fairly witchy, but it's not, the same as like a regular tarot deck. But yeah, there's so many of these out there and they really have helped me. So
Awesome. Can you read more about what Engage Trust says in your book?
okay, I certainly can. Absolutely I can. All right. Good thing it's the first one. It's easy to find. Engage Trust. Love loves what it loves because of trust. We cannot know what the future holds, nor are we ever guaranteed safety or security. So we must trust what is unseen and allow our wellness to rest in what greater has in store for us. At any given moment, everything is working out for you. It's not happening to you, but for you. This is the trust that allows the wings of the psyche to unfurl. And so I think that's why it's got the butterfly and butterfly wings
I love that.
in there. So yeah, just someone else's beautiful creativity can be a real boon to unlocking, that first thing in the morning kind of sleep brain energy. Because I'm with you, Sarah, my brain races at night and it's kind of awful sometimes that I just cannot sleep. And so then the only upside being in the morning, it's like, okay, where are all those thoughts? Get them down.
Totally. Just to let them out and not stuff them down is really, really important.
Absolutely.
Kristen, I see your hands raised. What's up?
Hi. I just wanted to hop on and say I love your songs this morning.
Oh, thanks.
And I actually got to have like a question answered by Abraham Hicks, so I've like got the tinfoil hat on and I've spoken with her, and yeah, it's all really good shit, But I also like I've set time limits on the social media, but I constantly find that I'm saying like ignore time limit for today because I'll be in the middle of posting a reel or responding to messages. But I do think that getting exercise, like getting a good workout in, potentially before you even like eat anything, is a good part of the routine. And yeah, and also like I would just be curious as creators if you guys have found that when you write a song or you make a recording, you're like, oh my god, this is the best ever, and then you come back to it and you're like, I don't know, is this shit? It might be the best ever, but what the impact of like time, or like is there a ideal time to reflect and revise, and and just one other thing on the Instagram and stuff is like, if you're anything like me, sometimes you find yourself in like comparison, like envy or sadness, and sometimes I just like I'll have like a mantra that's like what's right for me is coming for me, and everything is unfolding in like perfect timing, or you like look away from the phone and like remember, like be present of like where you are in your body, or um because I know intellectually we know that behind the scenes things might be a mess, but it's really hard when you're like, I wanted that cookie, and then this person I know got this cookie, and I don't have any Oreos over here at all, and I'm trying so hard. I would really like one, and I just feel like it's good to remember, like it's all like not really immediately happening. Like pull back.
I think you're onto something there because in regards to looking at a song or anything you're working on, whether it's writing a book or, and I would take a minute to like assess what your state is when you're feeling like, what is this song crap or is it the best thing ever? Because like, yeah, the comparison could be no, that it could be creeping in, and so making sure that you are aware of like your inner state. Okay, well, where am I even observing this from? Am I observing this from a place of love? Am I observing this from a place of comparison town? Like, and I think that can really help. And if you find yourself feeling wobbly, you can like take a few and maybe listen to an Abraham Hicks, and then come back to it. And also, like, I think with people you trust, like my buddy Georgia, who I write with, like she's somebody who I would take something I'm working on and being like, hey, I really need some perspective on that. So having somebody that you feel safe to share that with and be vulnerable, like, hey, I'm feeling like I'm downing this. But yeah, just really I'm finding that with all kinds of things, like even just sitting down to do emails, like what's my state like? And that's why my morning routine is super important to me, because if I'm just like, oh my God, I don't have enough gigs on the calendar, oh my God, I don't have enough time to do this or that, then I'm gonna just like emit that frequency to whatever I'm doing. And like, even if it's not conscious on the receiver's end, it might feel like that. And in this kind of hustle culture that we have, I think that it can be really easy to be like, well, I don't have time to calm down. I don't have time to, but you don't not have time to get right. And it's always worth the few minutes. It's always worth it. And then there is also is it Miles Davis, a mentor of mine, says this a lot, reminds us in a group I'm in, that Miles Davis always says, just touch it, like touch your instrument, sit down and write. If you paint, if you crochet, just sit down and do the thing. And in fact, I was like spinning out last week and maybe it was 2 weeks ago, feeling like, oh, I have to do all these things. And I've been really I'll type it into the chat. This guy is called Nero Knowledge. And I am like, if you like wearing the tinfoil hat, and if you like Abraham Hicks, Nero Knowledge is amazing. I love it. Kind of always just reminding us of the power of the creation that we are a part of all the time. But anyway, I was listening to him, and instead of touching my instrument, because I was just like, oh, I don't even know what to play, I have like tons of seashells. To show you guys. I organized them last week. I have tons of seashells that I've collected on the road, and Andy and I just got engaged in April, and I've decided, thanks to seeing this on Instagram, to make my own bouquet out of seashells. And so I was listening to Nero Knowledge and just hot gluing together like different seashells into flowers. And after listening to Nero Knowledge video for an hour and making these seashell flowers, I was like, okay, now I can sit down and write emails. So, yes, as any mermaid.
I was going to share that kind of, I love where you're going with this. One thing I've done, I mentioned I revisited some songs and some of the new ones I put aside, but I'll ask myself and others, like, kind of give myself some space and grace, just be like, all right, so what's working with the song and what could make it better? And when you're asking someone, it's a way versus like for myself, I'd be the same way, like, oh, is the song just the worst or is the best? It doesn't help me like get the feedback I want to make this the best thing it is. And I've found since my wife, the song I'm working on now, I said, hey, help me. There's a part I thought I didn't like, and we were running through it yesterday. She's like, no, I love that part. And I go, well, what? And I'll be like, so what do you like about it? And it really just kind of gives that insight. pieces that you might be missing, or if they're in agreement, well, any ideas what I could do to make this lyric, this melody, this whatever part of the song better? And then that really, and even if it's not exactly what I'm going to use, it sparks ideas that I can riff off of to then get to whatever it is I need to do for that portion of the song.
Yeah, like keeping the energy moving.
Totally.
Love that. Totally.
So just to kind of reiterate what everybody else has said about Esther Hicks, I actually keep this in my desk, which is her Law of Attraction deck. This is in my desk at work, along with all my crystals. I'm probably one of the more woo-woo lawyers you'll find in this world. But I absolutely love what she has to say. And I'm very excited about finding these meditations that are set to music because I do try to listen to her often. I have some other recommendations for woo woo folks that if you guys want to follow them, I'm happy to turn you on to them. They're ladies that I met when I lived in Atlanta that do incredible work. And they also post a lot on YouTube and things like that. So it's really inspiring. And that's kind of part of my morning routine lately. I've recently embarked on this lovely perimenopause journey. So I wake up between 3 and 4 every morning and cannot get back to sleep. So I'll turn on YouTube and I'll look for Joe Dispenza or I'll look for Abraham Hicks. Or Jamie Butler is another one that I love from Atlanta. And then Janet Raftis and Ina Lucas have some work that I really, really love. But I cannot get over, yeah, I don't think there are coincidences. I think there are only synchronicities. And I think this is proof of that. And I just can't get over how synchronistic all of this is and how a lot of us are on the same page with what it is we're looking for and the ways that we've individually been using to get there. But how affirming it is that we're all sort of connecting in the same way and on the same page with the same folks to do that. So I have gotten exactly what I wanted today, which is the inspiration and the excitement to really get a morning routine back in place and start focusing on this. And the Artist Way is sitting on my desk and has been for 6 months waiting for me to read. So
I
that's
can see
next
mine
on
on
my
the shelf now.
Wow.
And actually,
Oh,
there's 2 more books that she has that I used to have them, and in one of my fits of needing to clean out things, I got rid of them. But they're also great. There's 2 like sequels, I guess you'd say, to The Artist Way, that are kind of similar process. But there's nothing like the classic Artist Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I did recently with a group of friends, being an older woman, is It's Never Too Late to Begin Again. And that's a really great one, just for
Yes.
not giving up,
I think
So,
that's a beautiful reminder just to hear every day.
yeah.
If you, I think because I think sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves when I should have. I mean, I'll do it to myself in some silly ways, like I meant to make a post yesterday and I didn't, and I'll end up beating myself up about it. And I like what you said earlier, Pablo. Give yourself space and grace, and it's okay. It's another day. Like luckily we have this day, and we can begin again. So whatever it is, meditation, artist way, being nice to yourself. Anybody else want to share their morning routine or any thoughts? Lauren.
Yeah, to add another name to that list, something that's really helping me stay present is Jack Cornfield's podcast. He's a Buddhist educator, and he talks a lot about he quotes a lot of poetry that I like. So I'm always like writing down quotes that he's citing. He tells a lot of the same stories, but it helps them click in. And he's always just saying, never feel guilty about the past or anxious about the future, and giving a lot of great insights about staying present. I'm in a transition now where I have a weird amount of time, and so I'm constantly looking for ways to stay present, deal with some complex health issues. And so it's been a really interesting, it's a neat journey, neat time.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I mean, it's so interesting how our health issues can just create a different space for how we need to tend to ourselves. And oh man, yeah. It's interesting. When I have extra time, like my July doesn't have very many like playing out gigs. I'm like, I'm better at not freaking out about it and being like, oh well. When I'm on the road a lot, I'm like, man, I wish I had more time to write. Oh, now I have it. So, yeah, the being present. Wow, it's unbelievably powerful because really now is all we have. Like now, now is all we have, and we can easily just slip off the flying disc, as Abraham would put it, into catastrophizing the future or obsessing about the past and getting back to the present. And Dr. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about focusing on space and just even like getting curious about like can you be aware of the space around your shoulders, around your nose. It's really really interesting. And I think what's mind-blowing is I read a little fact yesterday because I'm reading actually Neuroknowledge's book called Outsmarting Reality right now, and just pointed out, and I've heard this before, but like the human, our capacity to see like the entire light spectrum is super limited. Like we only see like 0.03 of what like is, and that's wild. That's so wild. So most of what is existing we can't see with our eyes. So there's an infinite possibilities for reality and for what we can create. It's kind of awesome.
I had a question for everybody who's talking about going phone free though, because that's kind of how I listen to these meditations. I'll go for a walk, and that's my morning routine generally is walking up to, I have like a beautiful lookout that I walk to, and then I'll listen to meditation. But yeah, it's usually revolves around having a phone. So,
Can you
but I
download it?
might limit social media.
I download like sometimes I have a bunch of Joe Dispenza stuff downloaded on my phone so I can just watch it or listen to it. And then I can turn my phone on airplane mode. So
Oh, okay.
sometimes you could download I think you can download YouTube videos and things like that. Um, but yeah, I know, right? We have these handy devices. They're so useful for so many things.
If
Yeah,
you
I was gonna
put,
say I. Oh no, go ahead, please,
oh, I'm sorry.
Holly.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you're on airplane mode, can you listen to something that you've, like on YouTube on
No, but if
airplane
you've
mode?
downloaded it,
Or you
yeah.
have to download it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything
Go
like
So I'll
that.
just
ahead.
share
Mhm.
on my phone here. There's different like there's obviously do not disturb. I actually created one called Zen Time, and so and I limit like there's like these are the most critical. If there's something emergency I want to hear. If they're trying to call me, like my parents or my grandmother's alive, like my grandmother, like they'll come through in case of emergency. But everything else gets blocked, and it's time for me to focus on just being present, whether it's meditation when you're walk, things of that nature. So you can also do that. I have an iPhone, so on an iPhone it's got that feature, but I'm sure an Android has the same thing.
Is it called Zen Time?
You can customize them.
Oh, you may. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so mine, I'm pulling it up here. I've got like five different ones.
Oh,
And
wow.
I do Reiki therapy. So when I'm meeting with my Reiki therapist, that thing is on, and I think she and my wife are the only two that can bust through my phone itself. But otherwise, everything else is put aside.
Wow. I don't know if I can handle this grayscale. Wow.
It's a trip, isn't it? It's
I can,
It
weird.
I don't,
is. I have it.
yeah,
But
God.
suddenly it flattens everything, and so it makes it much less interesting. You are much less likely to gravitate towards it. I did it for a few weeks, and it was amazing how little I actually wanted to look at anything, which
Oh,
is so
that's
powerful. Who was talking about the cookie and the
Kristen.
Kristen maybe about, like, because it's so easy for me to go on social media and be like, oh, that person has a gig that I want, or why is that person getting a radio spot, that should be me, and that terrible green monster comes out that's just like, ah, why don't I have all these things? And if I limit that social media time, it's just like everything's okay. And
Mhm.
it's or it will be okay, and I don't have to worry about just like all of those terrible feelings, and just knowing that, like, hey, if I'm doing the work, those things, I'm a big believer in sort of the affirmation thing, and so it's like those things will
mm,
come to me. And so it's so amazing how just like these little tricks that we have of just like, hey, put that stuff away that makes you that makes you crazy, that makes you feel the bad, terrible things that you don't want to feel anymore. So I know that grayscale is a serious trip. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, it's almost making me feel sick.
Oh,
I know it
big.
flattens everything. There's like no dimensions to it, and so it's like, what is this?
Wow. Oh, and to your point, Emma,
Live with it for like a day, see what happens.
it's super interesting what you're talking about too. Like you're gaining awareness, it sounds like, of what you're reacting to and where you can respond instead. Like, oh, I'm reacting to this. So how can I give myself a tool to maybe not react so much? But yeah, the awareness is everything. And we can get aware of, like, because we're all human, we all see these things. We're like, oh, I want to go on that vacation, or I want to go play that gig, or I want to do this or whatever. Yeah, it's really interesting to get aware that you're doing it, and even that can help you just like, oh, I'm gonna put the phone down. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
look at that
It's like,
beautiful tree outside.
yes. Do I want that thing? Yeah. Okay. So is it worth getting jealous and angry over? No. Go right. Go do the thing that you say you want to do.
Go write
Because
an
I have to
email.
remind myself all the time.
Reach out to the venue.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Cool. Does anybody else have any reflections, thoughts? I know we've talked about a ton of different things, but I would say an action step for your morning routine, like if you've heard one thing, one person to listen to, or anything, just like one thing that you'd want to do between now and the next meeting. And be nice to yourself if you don't do it every day. That's okay. But I would just say choose one thing and do that. And if it works for you, great. If not, you can change it. So yeah, just do one thing. Give yourselves a few minutes, whether it's a walk, just listening to an Abraham Hicks, or pulling a tarot card. I love that. I actually have a mermaid deck that I often tour with, and I pull on stage. So maybe
Oh,
I'll
fun.
find that. Yeah, it's fun.
I love
I started
that.
doing that at our house concerts here at home when we started hosting in 2021, and then I took them on the road, and I think I'm only missing one, which is the rest card. It got lost.
Yeah.
It got
So no
lost
rest
at
for you.
Lulu's in Colorado Springs. I don't
Oh
know
no.
where. I know, right? But I'm so grateful for your time and your presence today. And yeah, does anybody have anything else they'd like to share?
Mm,
I'm so grateful for all this, and I hope you come back in 2 Mondays. We'll do it again. We'll see what is on the next topic of insights. And I'm so glad, it's so grateful. You guys are all making it super special. And I recorded this, so I will email. I'll email you guys a replay in case you were like, oh, what were we talking about? What was
oh,
that? Was
great.
that cornfield? So you guys will
Great.
have that. And yeah, and I just hope you have the most beautiful week. If you need anything, I'm here. Feel free to reach out, and we'll get together in a couple Mondays. Feel free to invite others too, if you would like to. If you know somebody that you think would benefit from this kind of hang, please invite them or send them my way, and we'll see them on the next call.
Great.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks
You're so
all.
welcome.
Thanks, Sarah.
Sending you all
Good,
big love. Till next
good to
time.
see ya.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you all as
Bye-bye.
well. Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.